Hi, my crafty peeps. It's Beth here. I am back with my newest journal. This one took quite a bit of time. Things have been a little hectic around here. But anyway, this is my newest journal. She's a um long and slender journal. She's 11 and a quarter by 4.5. I named her Anna. She's got a lot of very beautiful vintage images of women in here. Also, a lot of vintage lace. Almost all of it in here is either vintage or antique. Now, there is some that is not, but for the most part, excuse me, for the most part, it's all vintage, and I purchase it from Brittany over at Redeemable Junk Journals. She has got amazing, amazing, amazing ephemera, vintage laces. I mean, you name it, she's got it. So, yeah, I just love her stuff. I can't rave enough about it. Now, this little baby is held closed by this chiffon sash. I took it off because it was because it was driving me crazy. Let's just call a spade a spade. But this is my third time trying to film this thing, so let's get right into it. The cover, there's a Tim Holtz frame here. It's got a little bit of washi, one of the acetate butterflies, some creepy cloth, a vintage filigree, all of these beautiful rosettes, some of which Lori B has sent me. If you know me, you know I love rosettes, and I will put them on anything that will stand still long enough. At the top, we've got some Tim Holtz all throughout this journal as well. And this is one of his flashcards. It says cherish. And let's see. Here I made a quick little flower just out of using some doilies and layering them with creepy cloth and lace and vintage buttons here. Down here we have a drawer pull, and we've got a tag that I coffee dyed and stamped on. And this is a bead from Melanie. Oh God, I can't remember her shop. It'll come to me. And a Tim Holtz, I call them like diaper clips, because you know the old-fashioned clips that parents used to use, probably from my age anyway, those kinds of clips. They didn't have throwaway diapers back in the day. We've got a lot of lace here, and then this also has a big doily in the back that sort of comes up over the book. Okay, let's get into this baby. The front pages I typically leave blank. And I did the same in this case. Look at me looking, trying to get, I hate filming. God help me. Some Braille paper. This is some old war book. Came out of an old war book from the late 1800s. I did double it up to give it some sturdiness so it wouldn't break in the process. This is a bag. I don't know where I got it. Has a little tag in there. I've done a little bit of smushing of inks. And then here, there's this little, I stamped it on some fabric. It says vintage. It's from Christina and Patrick Hill at Sublime Stamps. If you haven't checked them out, you most certainly should. Over here, this page is left blank, but I did do some gessoing on it, so you can write on it. Turn the page. This is some vintage music paper, another acetate butterfly. You're going to see a lot of these throughout the book. I have a bazillion, and I love them. These are some tags that I made. There's some vintage or French writing on that one. This one up here, it has numbers on it. We've got, this is a French thing that says something. French thing says something. Oh, Lord have mercy, Beth. And here is a beautiful vintage lady image that I stamped also on some fabric with just a little piece of fabric there. Inside here, we've got a lot of beautiful collaging. Yeah, I tried to keep the color palette the same, which is yellow. Oh, these tags go on this side. That's why they weren't working. We've got a very cute little teeny tiny clip with a vintage button. Here we've got a bond. This is some ephemera that I got from Redeemable Junk Journals. It's from 1976. It's not particularly old, but it's still really cool. Here we've got this vintage lady held on with an old close-up, with an old clip. I don't know if you can see her well. There we go. And just, this is not vintage fabric, and this is Tim Holtz with a bold pen. Over here, we've got a little envelope. There's some goodies in there. Here is a piece of ledger paper with a die that I have that I made a frame, a vintage woman, another acetate butterfly. Down here, we got a little fabric and a couple of vintage buttons. And this is just clipped on with, I don't know what you call those scissor-like clamp thingies. Anyway, and up at the top it says journal. And the back is just plain. Here we've got a pocket. This is vintage lace. Again, from Brittany. Okay, I'm not going to say it every time. I think I'll say it when it's not from her. And we've got another one of these little sort of, I don't know what you call these things. But I did some stamping on that. In here we've got a little teeny booklet, tag, part of the booklet, a vintage library card. I did some stamping over here, did a little collaging there. And over here, this flips out like this. And you got a little pocket with some tags and some ephemera in there. Some vintage, what is that? I can't think. Okay, whatever. There's a little bow here at the top, some lace, some cheesecloth, and then here, this opens up and it's like a little booklet that you can write in. And it does have a few little pieces of ephemera, but not many. Here's an old ledger piece. This is just an ATC card that I created using a lot of texture paints, or texture paste. And then some inking, and yeah, I kind of had fun with that. Up here is just a little tab, some lace. Turn this over, you've got some old vintage checks from Brittany. Keep going, keep going. These are empty. I needed to give myself some room because I always make the chunkiest albums. I just can't help myself. Oh my god. Alright, so this is an applique that I purchased from somebody a long time ago. I won't mention her name and not giving her credit. Here we've got a word that says hope. We've got some Tim Holtz, like little floral ephemera. And did just some collaging. This is a beautiful Gibson girl. Down here we've got a key, made to look vintage, but it's not. Rolled a little bit of, what do you call it? Thread around it. Can you see? Yeah. And then all vintage laces, some little snaps, safety pin, vintage buttons. Inside's a little pocket with some goodies in there. I'm not going to pull them all out because that way whoever purchases this gets a, like, you don't want to know all the tricks of the trade. Oh, excuse me. This is just a little tab up here, some more collaging, acetate. Yeah. And that is on just some coffee dyed paper. Here we have a little snippet that I made a long time ago. She's been hanging around. I was just trying to find a spot to use her in, and this is it. She held on with a bulldog clip. Here we've got a Tim Holtz tag that I made a long time ago. And this is on just some cardstock that I had. Some old ledger paper, some parchment paper. Here is some music. I tied a little bow up here with some jute. This is a little sort of like fabric card, I think they're calling them these days. Just adds a little bit of interest. Here, this is a pocket, and it's got some ephemera in there. Some more vintage lace, buttons, rusty safety pin, some stamping all the way at the top. This Antiques is from Lorna Taylor. She lives in Canada, but she has got amazing stamps as well. You must check her out. I think she's at Taylor Made Journals. And then you've got just some music paper on the back. Wait, did we already do that? We already did that. Okay, so this page, take off the bulldog clip, and you've got a little bag here with ephemera in it. And I'm not pulling it out again. Little surprises. Alright, we've got this, and I don't know where I got them. This is some old ledger paper. This is Tim Holtz, I believe. Opens up. You've got an old letter, and it has a letter in it, and it's from 1927. And look at her. Is she not styling and profiling? Lord have mercy. And you got some lace right here, where it says stunning, and some collaging there. Just do that, and that, and that, because you know I'm going to forget where it goes if I don't put it back. Here we've got, like a little booklet that opens up, and you can journal in there. On the front, this is another one of Lorna Taylor, Taylor Made Journals. It says Vintage Market. Really pretty stamp. This is a mini doll from Tim Holtz and some more collaging. So I rusted some fabric. Also, a girlfriend of mine sent me some rusted fabric too. So I love it. Love it. Alright, so this is just some, they're not vintage. They're just something out of my stash. The pocket, another pocket, rusted safety pin, vintage button. Hey, let go. So over here is some music paper. This is Department of Revenue from 1969. I didn't read it. I wonder if that man's in trouble. And look at her. Oh my, if you will. Look at that. Oh, so yummy. I put a little bling on her dress. I did a little paint splatter, white and black, another acetate butterfly. Tim Holtz, Collect Beautiful Moments, a feather. Look at this little, oh God, look at that little lace, so beautiful. A vintage button and just a little bit of collaging over here. Oh, and this is a piece from a jewelry that I had. Excuse me. This is tracing paper that I made into an envelope. A little Tim Holtz stamping. More Tim Holtz stamping. Inside there are some goodies. Ooh, there are a lot of goodies in there. I'm not pulling them out. Okay, over here we've got a lot of collaging. These beautiful ladies came from, I think, Taker Mementos, but don't quote me on that. And a vintage tag. What else? What else? What else? This is a old, I don't know what it is exactly. It's from 1962. Get in there. You get in there. Okay. And down here, we've just done some lace layering, piece of old jewelry, broken jewelry I got at an estate sale, I think. and just, you know, some stamping, some collaging. These are little tags that I put in here. Why don't you come out? There we go. Okay. Turn her over. You've got a pocket here. You've got some cheesecloth, old safety pin, and a lot of ephemera in the pocket. Over here, this is like a journal, like a jewelry type envelope. It's got goodies in there. This is a Tim Holtz tag. You saw that image from Sublime Stamps. Check them out. They're friggin' fabulous. No lie. Acetate butterfly and just some collaging. And this is a filigree with a tile in there from Spectrum Art Creations. Maddie, she has live sales every Saturday. Check her out. This is the center. This is rice paper. It matches. I did put a piece of chiffon right down the middle to reinforce the pages. This is an old, it's made to look old, a popcorn bag. I did do some inking on it. It's got a very large tag. Mostly Tim Holtz on here. But that fits right there. And nothing on that side. Here we've got just a little cluster. Holds a mini envelope and a mini, look at this little teeny glassy envelope. Oh my God. Like, hello. And it has one of those little vintage stamps in it. Is that not darling? It's darling. Alright, on this side we've got a glassy bag with a tag in it. More smushing, swooshing, whatever, smushing, I don't know. Oh, I'm out of frame. This is one of those, I haven't determined what the hell, I haven't determined what the heck it is. It's one of those. Y'all know. It's a fabric, a stamped journal on there. That's a stamp from Lorna. Tailor Made Journals. In here we've got a vintage pocket with a bag with some French print on there. Another little envelope. All of these have goodies in them. Filigree piece, or filet piece. Some muslin, little tag, a little paper, paper bead that my bestie made. She made a whole bunch the last time we got together. Oh my God. I have paper beads coming out that you know what. And when you take all of this out, you got some texture paste, you got some washi, you got some stacked lace over this beautiful image, although you can't really see the image now, but trust me, it was beautiful. Stamping. We've got post office from 1925. A vintage postcard. I'm not going to show it all. Vintage laces, another safety pin. Over here you've got a dangle that I think my mother made this. And some creepy cloth, layered laces. These are some French tags, French ephemera that I cut out of a book that I had. Rusty safety pin. Over here, ooh, we got a warrant. Oh my, what did you do? December 16th, 19... God, back, get it together. 1918. Ay, ay, ay. Dude, you are in trouble. And then that goes in there. There's a bunch of little goodies in here. Some more stamping, some stamping on some muslin. This is homemade washi that I use alcohol inks on and regular tape. This is actually Tim Holtz tape. Got a bunch of layering of laces here. A cross, bulb pin with a vintage button. We did a little stenciling there. And some tracing paper, some ledger paper, A glassine bag with a beautiful butterfly on the front, and this is filled with a bunch of goodies. This is all laces from Brittany and some vintage buttons. Over here we've got a tag. I think this is Tim Holtz paper. Look at this beautiful coffee dyed paper. And no, I didn't do it. I don't mind a little coffee dye in here and there, but I don't have time for all that. But there is a bunch of goodies that are in here. I'm not going to pull them out. Like I said, everybody wants to be excited and they want to see something they didn't see before. This is just a lot of layering of some vintage lace. Again, we're back to one of these. I have no idea what the heck they're called. These are some layered tiny doilies. Here is just a stenciled page. This opens up and you've got some, is that in frame? Yeah, you've got some vintage lace and some buttons. You know, a little pocket here with the tag I made with one of those little slides. Aren't they cute? A little paper. I don't think I made this. I think my girlfriend made this for me, but I'm digging it. And an old bus pass from Munich. And a little bit of collaging over on this side. Woohoo, look at that. That is a lot of flowers going on there. And we've got some goodies inside that glassine bag. On the back, we've got a blank ledger paper. And there's another one of those beautiful women. Oh, so gorgeous. And down here, we've got just some layered fabric and old cameo. It's not old. It's supposed to look old, but it's not old. Ledger paper. This is one of those lace cards that I threw together. But they're fun and they're easy. And they add color and dimension to your pages without having to do much. Here we've got this beautiful trim up top. You lift this little lace up. You can put whatever you want there. Do some journaling. Over here, we've got the back of that bag. This is a glassine bag filled with all kinds of goodies. And the end of that war book, Braille paper. And we are at the very end. Voila! We made it through the whole book. Alright, so I am going to sell this puppy. I'm going to put her up on the various selling groups. Oh, I didn't show you the back. Look how pretty. Various selling groups on the Facebook. So I'm going to ask $125 for her because she has got so much lace, so much vintage ephemera. And she was a lot of work. Let's just face it. If you have any questions, reach out to me on Facebook at Beth Andrews and YouTube as Crazy Craftaholic Andrews. Alright guys, everybody have a great day. Thanks so much for watching.